When you're looking to grow your influence, you can either guess what to do or you can follow the leader. There are a lot of amazing, creative, thoughtful people out there that have learned how to create community and develop influence in an authentic manner. And I'm going to be sharing some of the strategies that I picked up at Podfest 2022 in this video. Special shout out to Justin Schenck of the Growth Now Movement podcast for pointing out that my first version of the video didn't have audio for some strange reason. I'm not sure if that was a streaming issue or what, but let's dive in. Now, if you haven't heard of Podfest, it is a conference down in Orlando, Florida, and we just wrapped it up. Had the opportunity to speak and present there, and I got to meet some thought leaders from around the world, actually, sharing their influence. And it's getting people that, whether they're doing podcasts or they're doing YouTube or they're on social media, they're sharing their knowledge and expertise with other thought leaders. We're all looking to help each other grow and elevate to make a difference in the world. So without further ado, here are the top 3 takeaways I got from Podfest 2022 in day 1. And I'd like to thank everyone here who contributed to that. So the first thought that I thought was really powerful is, it's all about community. If you've been tuning into Growth Amplifiers, you probably heard me talk about the importance of relationships. It's all about relationships, right? And we've been hosting Growth Amplifiers podcasts for, it's been close to 2 years now. And we've been building an audience and we've been using it to grow our business, which is great. But one of the things that Manny and I are looking to do is really double down on building community. It's one thing to have an audience. They tune into your frequency, they listen to you, but it's another thing to really foster a community where you know everyone and you build camaraderie and everyone's working towards a common goal. So that's one of the reasons we're looking to connect with business advisors and build a community. And the media casters put on a presentation sharing some things that they've done to foster community. Corinna and Gillian, thank you for sharing your insights at Podfest. That was a great thing. So if you have a podcast or YouTube channel or whatever, and you're not focusing on building a community right now, I highly suggest thinking about doing that and learning ways that you can build deeper relationships and engage with your tribe. So next, I'd like to thank Justin again for prompting that, hey, your video didn't have audio. Good job. But also for sharing this thought. I was asking Justin, sometimes you're connecting with people and you need them to take a step forward. And there's something holding them back. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's procrastination, but there's something that's holding them back. And what can you tell them that can get them into action? Now, he leads the Growth Now Movement podcast, having thought leaders on his show. And Justin gave me a quote that I thought was really powerful. He shared, "Who am I not serving?" And so when he said that, he was referring to, who am I not serving when I don't show up? So that's something that he said you could share with others, frame it with others so that if people are procrastinating on doing something or not taking an action, have them think about who they're not showing up for. Sometimes when it's just in for ourselves, we're like, yeah, I could do this, I could not do this. But who are we not serving when we're not putting a message out there, when we're not showing up, when we're not doing our best or taking that leap of faith? We all have an awesome insight, awesome powers that we can deliver to the world, but we've got to take action and share that out with others to help them, to provide transformation, to help each other amplify. So I thought that was a really cool quote. Speaking of cool things, you can also do something cool and subscribe to Growth Amplifiers. We have a YouTube channel. If you haven't tuned into our YouTube channel yet, go to YouTube, look up Growth Amplifiers, and subscribe. We got a podcast, and you can follow us on LinkedIn as well. Any likes, shares, or support could be greatly appreciated. All right. So next, I'm going to move to another thought leader I thought was pretty awesome. Now, this is Gillian Tietz, and she has a podcast sober powered. And one thing I found really impressive was that she was speaking about overcoming addiction. And she shared her personal story that she had been through addiction. She experienced it and she learned her way out of that vortex. And now she's helping others to do the same. So, by being vulnerable, being open, being willing to share that, she is being a positive warrior and a leader for others who are dealing with that, right? Dealing with that addiction. Sometimes people can blame themselves, they can get mad, they can get angry. But an addiction is really a disease and it's really powerful. Some of the most successful people have dealt with forms of addiction. So she has a great podcast, Sober Powered, definitely worth tuning into, whether that's something that you are addicted to with alcohol, drugs, sex, food, shopping, gambling, what have you, or maybe someone you know. And I asked her, how could you pass this on and share this with others? She said, hey, you could just share an article. You can reach out to her. She'd be glad to share her message with those that are looking for that guidance. So that's what she was talking about in her presentation. By the way, that's the takeaways: to give a piece to get engagement, give a piece of your content out when you're doing social media, give something that's valuable, give a piece of the puzzle. So if you have the puzzle, which is the whole message, the whole blog, the whole podcast, the whole video, give out a small sample, give a piece, so that people will be more likely to tune in for more. Just announcing, hey, we got a new podcast up and highlighting a snippet, she said, really hasn't been effective, but giving a piece, a taste, a sample, and guiding someone to the next stage is really effective. All right, so I said 3, but I've got one more to make it 4. And so this is Focus on the Top 100 with Amanda Holmes. And she was talking about Chet Holmes International. And the top 100's really a strategy when you're focusing on connecting with your top 100 customers. So if you know who your ideal customers are, you can reach out to them directly, build relationships, and with pig-headed determination, follow up and build authentic relationships. This isn't trying to push yourself on them. This isn't trying to be a bully. This is trying to connect and build relationships with people that you know might be your ideal customers. And if you don't know who your ideal customers are, you can look at the last 100 customers you've had, the last year of customers you've had, or the last 90 days, the last 3 years, depending on the volume of your business. And you could determine, looking at the 80-20 rule, where is the majority of your business coming from? Typically, you'll get a good 80 or 90% of your business from the top 10 or 20%. So when you can identify who those people are, you can start to see a type of business that might stand out. And even if you have a few, you can pick one and then define 100 people just like them. Similar profiles, similar backgrounds, similar size of company. And then with pig-headed determination, reach out, build relationships, because going back to the beginning, it's all about relationships. So I'm very honored and blessed to have connected with some of these amazing thought leaders from around the world, have learned from their perspective and their insights. Glad to foster those relationships. And if you haven't checked out their podcasts, they have great podcasts, great websites, and great offers. This is Kenny with Growth Amplifiers. And if you're not connecting, if you're not taking actions each and every day to amplify yourself and the value that you provide, then you're missing an opportunity. You are an amplifier. You have awesomeness inside. Take the actions to amplify your mindset, amplify your business, amplify your life. I appreciate your support.